The market was volatile or my boss was unfair.
Precisely. And that's a mental shortcut that prevents deep reflection. If it wasn't my fault, then I have nothing to change, right? Wrong. This denial stops us from understanding the real causality. It's much easier to blame a volatile market than to admit we didn't do the due diligence or that we succumbed to fear and sold too early. Experience only transforms into learning when you accept responsibility for the process.
I love that. Accept responsibility for the process. That leads right into the big cognitive biases that drive this repetition. Let's talk about confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias is one of the most powerful drivers of historical error. It creates a mental echo chamber. We selectively search for, interpret, and recall information that only confirms our existing beliefs or decisions. In finance, this manifests in the famous market bubbles.
Like the dot-com bubble or the 2007 housing boom.
Right. When everyone around you is investing in the next big thing, it's natural to ignore the voices warning about overvaluation. You only read articles discussing exponential gains. You laugh at the skeptics on the sidelines. The question we have to ask ourselves is how many times have you ignored a warning sign just because it didn't align with the money you had already invested?
It's the classic sunk cost fallacy mixed with an ego boost.
It is. To learn here means you have to actively seek the opposite argument, the bear case. You have to find the reasons why your current plan might be wrong, even if it feels uncomfortable.
And then there's the flip side of that, overconfidence, which often affects beginners after a lucky win, the Dunning-Kruger effect.
The uncomfortable curve where people with low competence in an area dramatically overestimate their ability. This is the novice's euphoria. They have one or two beginner victories, often pure market luck, and suddenly they believe they have cracked the system.
They start trading options because they made 10% on an index fund last month.
Exactly. They mistake luck for skill. And that overconfidence leads them right back into a high-risk scenario that they are fundamentally unprepared for, repeating the mistake of taking undue risk without understanding the downside.
The Error Journal, transforming pain into data. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I did notice that there are a few other action items in the master text. We can save them for the next fine-tuning lesson. But did you want to highlight anything else from the Maya dialogue before we dive back in?